Hi guys, it's Gypsy. I'm going to do some shooting today. I'm going to get a few videos of my different fun little friends. I'm going to go through their names and where and when I use them and how I use them. I'm also here with,
Hello.
hold on,
You don't.
with Skully. Hi Skully.
Hi.
He's going to be giving me some advice, sometimes holding the camera and sometimes not.
I might even get to shoot.
You will. Right now, I'm going to show you all my little friends. Okay, this isn't all of them. I have two revolvers at home. They're older. They're full-size revolvers, and they're Big Daddy and Pew Pew. I name all my weapons. Every one of them is named. So I'm not going to be in the video at the moment, but you will see my hands. This one right here is my very first
Down.
Ruger. Well, hold on a second. It's not my very first.
The scratch.
I'm looking for, there it is. This is my very first Ruger. They are unloaded. There's nothing in them. Yeah. Right now. This one right here was what I picked up after I tried the, you gonna fix it for me?
Go ahead.
I tried the PT-22 from Taurus. And trust me, if you want to not harm any single soul, don't worry about buying that gun. That gun will never do anything for you. The barrel falls off of it. It shoots all the bullets sideways. It is not a good gun. I'll show you the first weapon I bought. This is Bam Bam. Bam Bam is my Taurus 38.
Yeah, model 856.
Thank you, model 856. Couldn't remember the name
It's
of the
actually
model.
it's an 856 ultralight or light.
Ultralight.
Ultralight.
It does not shoot plus P. I don't need plus P. This now has been relegated to my home gun only because it's very heavy to carry. It's very, it's big. When I'm trying to carry it and I want to look like a girl, this gun is not the gun to use. That is why I have two LCPs. Can you bring it up just a little bit?
Yeah. There you
Is
go.
that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Two LCPs. Exactly 100% the same. The last video you saw me shooting this gun in was Lord have mercy. This gun right here, her name is Smurfette. They will be colorized. I'm going to send them both out, each one individually. And this one's going to be purple with a pearl white handle. And this one is going to be blue with a pearl white handle for Smurfette and Pebbles. I go with easy names to get with. This is my Smith & Wesson 22, also not loaded. This is pretty much my practice gun. This is also one that I do my plinking and playing games with. Like me and Skully will shoot at targets and play out or house like you do with the basketball games when you were a kid. This is what we do to have fun with our weapons. This is my second carry gun. This is the SIG 365 9mm. It is a beautiful red color, so I named it Yosemite Sam, or Sam the SIG. Most people when I talk to them and I'm talking about Sam, it's Yosemite Sam the SIG. For some reason go with cartoon figures for the names of my guns, except for my 22, which is a cartoon figure, but it's Tink or Tinkerbell, because when it goes downrange it goes tink 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 tink. And Sam reminds me of Yosemite Sam and him shooting his guns in the air back in the day when, you know, we were all kids. So Sam is the gun that I use for when I'm going someplace where I'm going to be in a city area and I may need more than 6 rounds. Pebbles or Smurfette may be my carry gun, but this is my, usually in my purse or somewhere else. It's a little heavier when it's loaded. The Ruger is not heavy at all. I wanted to let y'all know that loading a auto is hard by hand. When you start loading it, they're heavy, and I have a hard time getting the actual bullets to enter where they are. And with a double stack, it makes it a little harder too. My fingers aren't that good. I have some arthritis starting in them, and I don't like to mess around with putting my hands through that kind of damage. My husband has this reloader for his, and I don't care for it because it kind of, the way you got to push it, and then you put your, I don't care for this one because of the way you have to push it down, and then you put the bullet in, and I can never get this thing to work correctly. It's too many moving parts, and you have to push up on it. This thing, to me, he says it helps him. I'm best friends with the cheapest one you can buy. I just place it over the top, and yeah, it jiggles around a lot, so you got to kind of really put it in there. You always put your first bullet in by hand as best you can, and then you start pushing down and just push them in. Simple, easy. Just lift up a little bit, push down, put it in, lift up, push down. I find this the easiest way for me to load. And it's also like a $10 reloader. How can you beat $10? I mean, this one was almost $30. And it's, to me, too hard to mess with. You're trying to figure out how to get around something. There's easier ones out there that you just like, you push in on the handle and it pushes it all down and you just put the bullet in. I found, I'm not rich, so putting it in this way, and when you're reloading a couple of different magazines, because you shoot these things so fast, it's like your fingers are going to hurt by the end of the day if you've shot more than 2 or 3 magazines out of it, because 12, 13 bullets each magazine is a lot of bullets. But this takes just a couple of seconds, and if you're trying to push that down with your hands, Now, this one isn't going to be as full because Skully tells me not to mix and match ammo. I don't understand that. You all want to know more about the mixing and matching of ammo? Go see Skully's page and talk to him, because all I know is some bullets are lighter and heavier and they're going to have different aim points. And once you are working with one type, you don't want to be mixing it in the middle of your magazine. That's my reloading and the habit that I go through, because that's what I was taught. I try to stick with just doing as much as I can the way I'm taught, and then working with the other stuff the way I have to as a woman, so that I can do my shooting correctly. There are things that as a woman you have to do differently than a man. Please don't be afraid to tell your husband, your better half, that yes, that may work for you and you may like that. This is not working for me. Because if you can't, you shouldn't be out there shooting. Honestly, you need to be able to stand up for yourself and say, hey, I need to know a way I can do it that's safe for me and safe for you. Don't hesitate. Don't be afraid. Because when Skully first started teaching me, there were some things that, oh, the weaver stance and blah, 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 and da, 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 da. Well, I tried doing those, and honestly, my top half got in the way. I need to pull out and hold out more around my top half. Men don't have to worry about that. When carrying, my body is different than his, and things that don't feel heavy to him feel like I'm carrying a lead ball in my pocket. 15-pound lead ball. So don't be afraid to tell him you want that smaller gun, or this gun's just too big in my hands, or like where's my 38 or my 38 when shooting my 38, I was having a problem with when I put my finger into the trigger, I was coming back and hitting and cutting into my thumb because of the way I was holding it. And what we realized is that I needed a bigger,
you needed a wider grip.
A wider grip. The front part was fine. I was getting good in there, but the grip wasn't wide enough for me, and I kept cutting into the thumb of my finger. And I was so afraid to tell him, I don't like the feel of the grip. I love the feel of the gun. I loved using it. It was just, while holding it, you're pulling back on that trigger hard enough that your nails, and all I was doing was cutting my nails down all the time. And he started asking me, why are you cutting your nails all the time? You just started growing them, because I'm a nail biter. And I finally came out and told him. And he started looking for grips for me, but the back strap of the gun was coming out. And it kept hitting me in the hand, and I didn't like it. So I tried horse wrap around it to see how wide I needed to go. And I found exactly how wide it is, and then I decided I didn't want to go try another grip. So I left the grip that's on it, the original one, and then just wrapped it with horse wrap. And every now and then I either take the horse wrap off and put new on, or I will just put a little wrap around it so that the horse wrap isn't so nasty looking and dirty, and so that it is still what I need for my hand, because I have a different hand than a man, and my hands are not tiny, and some of your hands aren't going to be tiny either. But be ready to tell your husband, your better half, or the gentleman who is teaching you what you need in your gun. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I can't do that. It's not because I don't want to. It's because it's not working the way I need it to work. just a little advice from me. If you like it, let me know. I'll give you more of my silly advice. Britt.
Yeah.
Hi guys, it's me. I'm shooting the 9. I'm going to spend some time. Skully's going to hold the camera while I practice my shooting with the 9. Last video you saw me shooting this, I was having a little problem finding my aim. Skully and I have talked about it, and we think that it was because it was dark in the room, because I was hitting the target below where I wanted to hit. So I'm going to try it today with you guys and see what comes of it. Skully, are you ready?
Yep. Let me turn
You
it
can just
around.
turn it. Hi, Skully.
Hi. We
Hit
turn
the-
it around here, and there we go.
So I'm going to try and see. I do have my earplugs in. And I'm going to hit all the targets. Drop the mag.
And that is one problem we've been having with her 365, is that sometimes her hand hits the magazine release.
We
We've
tried
tried,
the smaller one. It does the same thing with both.
we switched it from left to right because we're both left-handed. I put an extended one on so maybe she could feel it there and not hit the release. But for whatever reason,
I'm still hitting it just with the corner
Yeah.
of my finger
it
now.
doesn't take much on that gun to drop the mag out of it. It's something I'm going to have to figure out. I mean, even the weight of the gun laying on the magazine release will release the magazine. I'm trying to see if I can find a heavier magazine release spring.
And this doesn't really, I mean, it
Well,
lets it fall, but it doesn't pop it.
Let's go see how she did here. Which target did you shoot at?
I shot at
All of them?
the center target on all of them.
Yeah, not bad.
This is what I was shooting here, I shot here. That was my mistake. That wasn't because I was aiming where the gun was
And
going.
you run back through here and here. Well, not fantastic. Ooh,
But
that's
I was
nice.
shooting fast too.
That's very nice. Ooh, it's getting better.
I'm trying. And then the 3 shots here. 1, 2, and 3. I'm proud.
Very good. Very, very good.
They're not within a hand's distance, like
She's come
everybody
a
says.
long way since when we first started shooting.
Yeah, I was shooting
She
the
was really
crotch
good
out.
at shooting the crotch out of the target. I thought she was doing it on purpose, but no, it was just her trigger pull. And we worked on it, and she got much better.
Now I can shoot the head out.
If you remember her talking about her first gun being the Taurus 856, little Bam Bam, most people will say, oh, never get your wife a snub-nosed revolver. They're an expert's weapon. They're something somebody really experienced needs to shoot or be able to shoot well.
Within a week or 2, I was shooting pretty good.
Exactly. Within a week or 2, she was just improving, improving, and improving. Mastering a double action trigger will make shooting a single action or a automatic or a striker fired automatic so much easier.
remember not to get frustrated.
Just
Don't get frustrated because nobody's going to be perfect. Even
me, I'm not perfect.
Skully,
I screw the
has
pooch every once in a while.
his screw ups, and we all make mistakes. I have a problem, my major problem now, and it's been my problem since I used to do long guns. For some reason, the red bullseye, I don't want to hit it.
She brings up a very good point. Why do I choose and why do I have her shoot these kinds of targets? Because there isn't a bullseye. There isn't something to aim at. You aim at the center of the giant mass in front of you.
And if you can hit that, you can hit a human.
If you can hit in this area, okay, it's
or this
perfect.
area.
Or even, high center from this area up. Headshots, she likes doing that to show off.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. But if you can hit in those areas from the top of the C zone into the A zone, not getting that in there, am I? From the top of the C zone to the A zone, now you know you're in the vital area. If you have to use this gun to defend yourself, or you practice to stay in this area, you won't even have to think about it, because everybody that gets into a gunfight never remembers what the heck happened. The adrenaline, the fear, all that kicks in, and all you've got left is muscle memory.
And the reason I go for headshots a lot on these targets, and I'll tell you honestly, is because, Skully, can you hold the
Sure.
camera? Your target is from here into here where you're shooting from. But if you look at a human,
Yeah,
where I'm at, you're actually shooting way low where my belly would be. If you're shooting the head area, you are actually shooting.
Most ranges, the targets are lower than the person shooting to make sure they stay in the impact zone.
So if I can hit the head target, are you getting me in the...
Yep.
If I can hit that square target, it's sitting between here and here.
Yeah.
And what are you going to hit? You're going to hit the heart, the lungs, the esophagus area, that kind of stuff.